The night Peter Rabbit learned to run without seeing where his feet would land began with a sound he had never heard before. A low, hollow thump that seemed to come from inside the earth itself. It rolled through the burrow walls like a warning heartbeat, slow at first, then faster, closer, then faster, closer. Peter froze, one paw lifted, breath caught in his chest. Somewhere behind him, the warm safety of home flickered like a candle in the wind. Somewhere ahead, beyond the tunnel mouth, the world waited, dark unknown, and calling his name. If he stayed, everything he loved might be lost. If he ran, he might never find his way back. And yet, even as fear tightened around his heart, Peter felt something else rising inside him. A strange, stubborn courage that whispered, "Move now or regret it forever." Peter had always believed darkness was empty, a place where nothing lived except shadows and fear. But that night, darkness was alive. It pressed against his whiskers as he slipped out of the burrow, carrying the scent of wet soil, cold leaves, and danger. The moon hid behind thick clouds, leaving the forest painted in deep blues and blacks. Every tree looked the same. Every path felt wrong. Behind him, the thumping sound grew louder, the heavy steps of something far bigger than a rabbit, something that did not belong to the gentle nighttime chorus of owls and crickets. Peter's heart raced so fast it felt like it might burst, but his feet moved before his thoughts could catch up. He ran. As he dashed through, the dark memories chased him just as fiercely as the unseen threat. He remembered his mother's voice, soft but firm, warning him never to wander too far at night. He remembered laughing with his sisters as they played tag near the edge of the meadow, believing the world was kind simply because it had been kind to them so far. Each memory struck him like a pang of guilt, but also like fuel. He wasn't running just to save himself. He was running to protect those memories, to make sure they could continue to exist. The forest tested him at every turn. Roots reached up like grasping fingers, stones shifted under his paws, and branches scratched his fur as if trying to pull him back. More than once, Peter stumbled and rolled, the breath knocked from his lungs, fear roaring in his ears. Each time he fell, the darkness seemed to lean closer, daring him to stay down. And each time, Peter pushed himself up, shaking, terrified, but still moving forward. He didn't know where he was going. He only knew he could not stop. At the edge of the old bramble path, Peter heard it clearly now, the breath of the creature behind him, deep and steady, patient in a way that made his fear sharper. Panic threatened to swallow him whole. His legs burned. This darkness breathed gently, filled with soft sounds, the distant hoot of an owl, the whisper of wind through tall grass. His body ached and fear still lingered like a shadow at the edge of his thoughts. But something had changed. He was no longer running. He was standing still, listening. And for the first time, Peter realized the darkness was not empty after all. It was simply quiet. He stood and looked around, recognizing nothing and everything at once. The forest no longer felt like a single terrifying mass. He began to notice details, the cool moss beneath his paws, the faint silver outline of leaves catching moonlight, the subtle paths carved by other small creatures who had passed this way before him. The darkness, he understood, was not an enemy, it was a test, and he was still being tested. As Peter began to move again, this time slowly, carefully, he encountered others who lived in the dark. A hedgehog crossing his path paused and nodded, as if acknowledging Peter's fear without judging it. A family of field mice scurried past, whispering encouragement as they went. Even the night breeze seemed to guide him, nudging him gently when he veered off course. With each step, Peter felt a quiet confidence grow inside him, not loud or proud, but steady and real. Yet the greatest challenge still waited for him. To go home, Peter would have to cross the old open clearing, a place with no trees, no shadows, and no place to hide. The same clearing he had always avoided. The same clearing that now lay between him and everything he loved. Standing at its edge, Peter felt fear rise again, sharp and familiar. The darkness here offered no cover. The moonlight exposed him completely. But then Peter realized something important. The darkness he feared most was no longer around him. It was inside him.